Hello, my name is Grace Simonelli, and today I will be hosting a virtual workshop titled Saving for the Future While Owning a Home, and this is presented by Carolina Foothills Federal Credit Union. The objectives of the class today are understanding the unique expenses of owning a home, planning for home repairs and maintenance, understanding your current insurance coverage, remaining financially stable to maintain home ownership and achieve long-term goals, and understanding current scams. The process of buying a home is a lengthy and complicated process, and you may feel like purchasing the home is the ultimate goal, and once you've purchased the home, you're all set. However, owning a home means having additional expenses that you might not have right now. Added to your normal expenses like groceries, gas, car payments, childcare, now you have a monthly mortgage payment as well. If you've been paying rent, this may not be a huge impact on your budget. If you are not paying rent, this is a huge impact on your budget, and you just want to make sure that you are taking into consideration this additional monthly payment. And on top of the mortgage payment and your normal expenses, you still have to save for your long-term goals such as education, your children's education, your retirement, emergency funds. You'll also want to think about setting aside your insurance deductible, so in case you ever need to file a claim on your home, you already have that money set aside. And you'll also want to make sure to minimize your debt and pay off existing debts. Owning a home is a long-term investment, and you want to be careful that you don't get into a lot of debt after you purchase your home, because you want to remain financially stable and not risk losing your home because you got into too much debt. So make sure you minimize your debt, pay off existing debt, and of course, prepare for improvements, because even though your home may be new when you move in, after 5 years, there's going to be routine repairs and improvements that you're going to need to make on your home. And saving up for that will help you when those arise. So just keep these in mind as you prepare to purchase your home. On page 1 of your workbook, we do have a section where you can list your mandatory expenses, and you can jot down what happens when you don't pay them. Jotting down those mandatory expenses will help you keep track of those expenses for your budget when you're preparing your budget. So it's always good to write those down, and also to be aware of the consequences of what happens if you don't pay them. It's important to understand your mortgage payment so you're not surprised by any changes to it or by what's on your statement. Your mortgage payment is made up of your loan payment and your escrow payment. Your loan payment is what you pay back for the purchase of your home. This is usually calculated over a 30-year term. However, it can also be 20, 15, or 10 years. The escrow payment is the monthly portion of your loan payment, which includes your property taxes and your insurance payment. So your property tax and your insurance premium is due every year, and these bills get sent directly to your lender. Your lender then splits those bills up into monthly payments and includes it with your mortgage payment. That way, at the end of the year, when these payments are due, your lender will just pay them for you. You do often get a property tax slip in the mail showing that your property taxes have been paid and telling you what your property taxes were. If you want to know what your insurance premium is, you can log into your insurance company and pull up your policy documents, or you can call your insurance company and ask them. Let's talk about property taxes for a minute. Each county in South Carolina charges property taxes, and if you're curious what these taxes are for, they pay for things such as garbage pickup, education, the fire department, maintenance of public buildings, and other things. Your tax rate is based on where you live, so if it's in the city or county, it may vary. For example, if you live in the city of Greenville, you may pay higher property taxes than if you live in Taylor's. The value of your home also determines your property taxes as well. Now, this is based on the size of the home, the square footage, the lot size. It doesn't take into account the condition of the home or any upgrades. Counties can reevaluate property taxes of homes every 5 years and make adjustments to your property value, which will change your tax bill. If your taxes go up, this may increase your escrow payment. If your taxes go down, it will decrease your escrow payment. So if you see a change in your escrow, check and see if your taxes went up or down. When you get your tax value, if your tax value shows higher than the appraised value of your home, you can appeal this with the Greenville County Tax Office or whatever county you live in to have the value lowered. Another part of your escrow is the homeowner's insurance. All homes with loans on them are required to purchase and maintain homeowner's insurance. This is for your peace of mind as a homeowner and to protect your investment from damage and loss of use. A few examples of things that are covered by homeowners insurance are fire damage, water damage, hail damage, and things like that. It can be very costly to make repairs for these types of items. So if you do have fire damage in your home, you can file a claim with your homeowner's insurance to see if they will cover that for you. So you pay a monthly premium to them, and then they will cover these types of damages. Homeowners can shop for different insurance, different homeowners insurance, just like you do a car. Different companies will have different rates, and they can tailor your insurance to make sure your home and its contents are completely covered. So don't be afraid to shop around, just like you do with a car policy. You can get a lower rate from a different company. Some companies will give you discounts if you work for a certain company. So just look around, try to get the best rate you can, because it will make your monthly mortgage payment lower if you have a lower premium. On the first page of your workbook, we do have a table that you can fill in for getting quotes from homeowners insurance companies. So you can call different ones and jot down your research there and then compare and contrast the different policies that you find. Insurance type HO3 is the most comprehensive insurance and is normally required for homes with mortgages, as it covers both the home from physical damage and the contents and inhabitants as well. You also have the ability to add coverage for specialty items like jewelry and electronics. These additions are called riders. Many people, if they have an expensive wedding band, they'll get that insured. And for example, if your wedding band is insured and someone breaks into your home and steals it, you can then file a claim with your homeowner's insurance. So those are always good things to add on to your homeowner's insurance if you do have some pricier items in your home that you want to insure. Homeowners insurance companies will charge an annual premium amount each year for you to have the coverage, and it's usually divided up into 12 monthly payments, so it's more affordable for you. These monthly payments are added into your escrow. You also have a deductible you have to pay in the event that you file a claim with your insurance for damage. In most cases, this deductible is $1,000, so make sure that you set this money aside in a savings account so you have it readily available instead of paying for it out of pocket or scrambling to try to come up with the money when you have to file a claim. You can put it into your emergency savings, or you can set it aside into a separate savings. But try to include that in your budget so that you can save that deductible amount up. Your premium may change every year based on the number of claims you file. In general, if you file a lot of claims, your premium is going to go up. It can also change based on the value of your home and if the area your home is in changes its insurance rating. If you file a claim, you or your lender may receive the check to pay for the repairs. Sometimes if you have a mortgage, they will send it to both you and the lender, so the check will come in your name and the lender's name, and you will need to go to the lender and have them sign off on it with proof of the repair before they will release the funds to the contractor. Usually they will be paid directly to the contractor completing the repairs. With owning a new home, you have some new needs that you may not have had to think about before when you were renting. Some examples are utilities. A lot of times utilities are already included in your rent payment, so you now may have to pay electric, water, and gas bills that you may not have had to pay before. You may also need to pay for trash pickup. Sometimes this is free if you live in certain counties, but oftentimes you do have to go ahead and arrange for trash pickup from a private company. Lawn and garden tools, you'll want to make sure you have the equipment necessary to maintain the landscaping of your home so that it looks nice. Furniture and appliances, now that you have a new home, you may have more space than you had when you were renting, and you'll need to be able to fill that with furniture and all the necessary appliances you need. And of course, maintenance and repairs, because you will always have regular maintenance and repairs that you need to make on your home. Let's talk about utilities for a minute. New homes are now being built with Energy Star ratings, which means that they are working very efficiently. Older homes will tend to have higher utility bills than newer homes. Energy bills should be consistent unless something out of the ordinary happens, such as excessive cold or hot weather. We tend to run the heat and AC more in the winter and summer. So if it's a really hot month and you're running the AC a lot, then your energy bill will be higher. If you're home more, if you have additional lights on, you're doing more cooking, or it's the holidays, these can also make your energy bill go up. During the holidays, a lot of people like to have lights hung up on their home and decorations out in the lawn that run off of power, and these can cause your energy bill to go up a lot during these months. So just don't be surprised by this. Prepare for that. Maybe set an additional money aside during these months when you know you're going to have the higher energy bill. With water usage, it should also be consistent, and your bill will normally include both water usage and sewer. Keep an eye on your bills and always watch for trends. If you notice that one month your water bill went from $30 to $75, go ahead and look around your home, see if maybe you have a leak somewhere, or if one of your faucets is dripping or a toilet is running, because things like this can cause your water bill to go up. So it's a good sign, well, not a good sign, it's a bad sign that there might be something wrong with the water in your home. So just keep an eye on your bills. Another thing you can do to make your bills easier to budget, your utility bills, is that you can set them on an equal payment plan. Most utility companies offer this. What they do is they estimate how much energy or water you're going to use for the whole year, and then they break that up into fixed monthly payments. At the end of the year, if you have used less than they estimated, they will issue you a refund, and if you used more than they estimated, they will send you a bill for the difference. But having those equal monthly payments makes it a little bit easier for you to fit it into your budget. We talked briefly about trash pickup, but depending on where you live, trash pickup may or may not be included in city services. If it's not, research all companies that pick up in your area, find out if they have both trash and recycling available and what the separate cost is for both of these services. Look at your neighbors and see what trash companies they are using, and watch the trash pickup trucks that come through your neighborhood, and see if they are clean, if they leave a mess, and what their performance is like. Many times you can call the trash companies and ask them questions, like ask them if they pick up weekly, if they pick up bi-weekly, monthly, find out specific information like that. For example, many companies will pick up your trash weekly and your recycling every 2 weeks. So it's just good to go ahead and do all the research you can before picking a trash pickup company. One thing you may need for your new home that you have not thought about is lawn and garden tools. Now that you own a home, you're going to have a lawn that you need to maintain. In the beginning, you only need basic tools like a lawnmower. This can be new or used, a shovel, pruners or loppers, rake, leaf rake, garden hose, broom. As you become more established, you will need to add to your collection to maintain and add to your landscape. However, for the beginning, most of these will be sufficient. You can find many of these things at yard sales or estate sales. In the spring, keep in mind that we often get the itch to plant flowers or build a vegetable garden. These are great things, but remember that these supplies can be very costly. So add it into your budget. If you want to plant a vegetable garden, go ahead and add that to your budget so you're prepared for that additional expense. Another thing you may need to think about is furniture and appliances. Luckily, Habitat homes come equipped with all large appliances, but there may be smaller appliances that you would like to have. So decide if you can purchase an appliance that has multiple functions. Shop around, read reviews so you don't buy something that's not going to be good in the long term. Make sure you buy something of quality that's going to last. When it comes to furniture, keep in mind it doesn't always have to be brand new, but it can be new to you. You can go to estate and yard sales and find great furniture that's very gently used. You can shop at the restore. You can learn to refinish and restore furniture to make it new again. If you have to buy new, prioritize what you need so that you're buying the most important things first, and you can buy the additional furniture later. Make sure that you are prioritizing the needs of your new home. Keep a running list of the items you need and one of the things you would like to have. That way you can separate the things that you absolutely need to buy before you buy a home, and then the things that you can add to your home later. Resolve to only spend cash on the things you need. It's easy to just slide that debit card to pay for things and to go over budget. But if you use cash, it generally tends to be easier to stay on budget. Shop at scratch and dent stores, yard sales, thrift shops, clearance racks, flea markets, and ask friends. Read online reviews to make sure you're getting a good value. There are some stores such as the Sears outlet that will sell appliances and equipment that might have a small dent or a few scratches on it, and they can't sell these things in store, so they sell them at outlets. Those are great places to shop for discounted items that are brand new but might have a minor cosmetic flaw in them. We do have on the page 2 and 3 of your workbook, there are sheets that you can use for listing needs versus wants, and also for making a purchasing priority list. You can use these lists to help keep track of the needs that you have and the expenses. Owning a home can be expensive, so it's a great idea to do a set-aside savings to cover these expenses. Many of your expenses may be an annual expense, so creating a savings account that you can deposit funds into each month to cover those annual expenses can make your life a lot easier. If you know that the expense is going to be $500 at the end of the year, you can begin by putting $42 in a savings account each month. At the end of the year, you'll have $500 in that account that you can use to pay that expense. You can do the same thing for Christmas, updates, and new items. Once you determine how much you want to spend, divide it by the number of times you get paid and set that amount aside for that specific purpose. Make sure to include this in your budget. Here are some ideas of things that you may need to save for: homeowners insurance deductibles, vehicle deductibles, neighborhood fees, updating appliances, higher utility bills in the summer and winter, decorating, for example, pillows, lamps, rugs, etc., updating furniture, and adding to your tool assortment. Another thing to set aside money for is routine repairs and maintenance. All homes, including new homes, need repairs and routine maintenance. Some examples of things that you might need to do are painting, cleaning, landscaping, pressure washing, and many other things that have to be done on a regular basis to maintain the value of your home. Experts recommend saving 1 to 3% of the home's value each year. Add this to your budget and make sure to set it aside. This will help you offset any repairs you have, and when you use the savings, make sure to replenish your account. Here are some examples of maintenance items that you must perform in your home to increase the life and maintain the value of your home. For example, changing air filters, changing batteries in smoke detectors, cleaning the dryer vent, checking and replacing washing machine hoses, replacing light bulbs, cleaning drains, maintaining your septic tank if you have one. Habitat is excellent at helping you make a list of your routine maintenance items as well as teaching you how to take care of them. Many times we ask ourselves whether it's cheaper to just do the maintenance ourselves or to hire someone to do it. With the help of YouTube, Home Depot, Lowe's, friends and family, we have learned how to be thrifty and make repairs ourselves. However, sometimes this backfires and we would have come out cheaper just to hire a contractor. When you hire a contractor, make sure you research and get referrals. You can use Angie's List, Home Advisor, or the recommendation of friends and family. Read and review contracts before signing, and avoid contractors that ask for large upfront fees. Make sure they are bonded and insured, and do not pay them until they complete the work to your satisfaction. Make sure they pull permits if necessary. There are many contractors out there who do not do quality work or try to scam you, so it's very important that you find a contractor that is trustworthy and that's going to do the job right. Another thing that you'll want to save for is an emergency savings. Because you cannot predict the future, you should always have an emergency savings account. This account should have enough money in it to cover all of your expenses for a minimum of 3 months. This may seem like a lot of money, but just start putting it aside little by little, and eventually you'll have enough in that account to cover 3 months of expenses. This should be enough to cover you in the event of a job change or loss, medical issues, and etc. This fund should not be touched unless the deduction is for an emergency and should be replenished before non-essential purchases are made. With the added expense of a home, sometimes you have to let some bad habits go. Review all of your services, phone, cable, internet, trash, to make sure you are getting the best bang for your buck. Make changes if necessary. Cut out some of the luxuries like the largest channel packages or eating out every other night. Keep track of your daily spending to identify any spending leaks, and take the funds you have left over and deposit those into your savings account at the end of the month. On page 7 of your workbook, we do have a chart you can use to track your expenses. For example, you can write down how much you spend on dining out, how much you spend on fast food, how much you spend on habits such as cigarettes, alcohol, lottery tickets, how much you spend on soda, energy drinks, or coffee, how much you spend on clothes, shoes, uniforms, dry cleaning, hair, nails, facials and massages, toiletries, entertainment, and other things. Once you've written down what you're spending money on, it's easier to identify the areas that you can cut back on to save some money. It's always a good idea to regularly review your expenses and your spending habits so that you can make sure that you are not spending money on things that you don't really need. You'll also want to consider other long-term expenses that you may want to save for, such as retirement. If you have an employer that offers a retirement plan, especially if they offer one with a matching funds program, then you'll want to go ahead and participate in that. The matching funds that many employers offer is basically free money. They will match what you're putting into your retirement, dollar for dollar, up to a certain amount. So it's a great way to build up your retirement savings. Everyone wants to enjoy life after putting in many years of employment, and maintaining your lifestyle may not be possible on Social Security benefits. You'll also want to think about college. Whether it's college for you or your children, it will never be completely free. Begin saving early to help offset the costs of when the time comes for your children to go to college, or when the time comes that you want to go back to college. Scholarships are great, but they often don't cover all the costs of living and other necessities while they are there. You can explore the idea of a state 529 plan or a Coverdale education account. Here are some things to watch for after you buy your new home. Home purchases are public knowledge, and in many cases, lists are sold to contractors, insurance agents, finance companies, and special interest groups. They may send you some very tempting offers, but please be aware that it may not be good for you and your budget, or legitimate. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Here are some scams to look out for after you buy your home. Insurance scams are very popular, especially during times of storms and damages. Be careful of contractors who come from out of state with a truck and ladder and drive up and down your road right after a storm trying to get you to sign contracts with them. Many times, these are not very trustworthy contractors, and they may even be complete scams. Mortgage relief scams are also something to look out for. If you are having problems making your mortgage payment, reach out to Habitat to see what options they have. Don't respond to mortgage relief letters you may get in the mail or calls saying that people can help you with your mortgage payments. Always reach out to your lender first to see what options they have. Home warranty scams is also something else that is very popular. This is intended to cover items in your home if they break, mostly appliances. Some will cover HVAC and plumbing as well. While there are some home warranties that are very good, there are also some that are very costly and may not be the right choice for you. Always read the fine print before signing up for anything. Another popular scam is the work from home scams. Now that you own a home, you may become a target for those who think you may need more income. If you get an offer, review the offer, and if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. These can include becoming a secret shopper, working as a personal assistant, or researching pricing on certain items and reporting back to the bogus company. The general scam is that they send you a check and want you to cash it and then send a portion of it somewhere else. Once the check is reviewed, it comes back bad, and you are now responsible for the money. Thank you for taking part in this workshop today. I hope it was helpful for you. And congratulations on taking steps to prepare yourselves for home ownership. I hope you enjoyed this short video about who Carolina Foothills is, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you today.
Because it should never be about our bottom line, but rather yours. Because it should never be about mere transactions, but rather relationships. Because it should never be about expedience, but rather education. Because it should never be about one-size-fits-all solutions, but rather your solution. Because it should never be about nickel and diming you to death, but rather moving you forward in life. Because it should always be about you. Carolina Foothills Federal Credit Union exists to move you forward, to move you to a more secure, comfortable, confident place in your life, so you can buy that car, go to that college, start that business, dig out from those bills, or merely sleep easier at night. We do this through education, by being approachable, by being open and forthright, and considerate of your individual situation, and with a full realization that your concerns and your goals and your dreams are worthy of our respect and our admiration, and certainly our time. We are here to move you forward. That's why we come to work every day. That's why we love what we do. That's our reward. And that's what makes us different from just about any other financial institution around. Carolina Foothills Federal Credit Union. We don't move you from desk to desk. We don't move you from line to line. We move you forward.